What's up, YouTube? It's QahirTheConqueror here. Welcome back to my channel for yet again another video. Before I begin this video, I would like to say, if this helps you in any way, if this resonates with you in any way, if you enjoy any of this content, please leave a like, comment, and or subscribe. That will help me tremendously. I appreciate you. Well, definitely welcome back, guys. So it's been a little bit of a minute. Please forgive me. Life and school got extremely busy with many things stacked on top, and then right on top of that, an illness was going around my campus and community, which I caught, so I couldn't have made videos in that time, but I'm better now and the content is back and rolling. In this video, and this is deep, it hits home for me, so hopefully it'll hit home for some of you, and maybe you can share this with other people or just take this and apply it to your life. But I want to say in this video, it revolves around your environment. See, at least here in America or Western civilization and things like that, we think from a very individualistic mentality and mindset, which is okay. I'm not saying that's bad, but like we think a lot of me, you, figure it out, kind of like that sense. But your environment plays such a role in your life. I'm not a psychology major. I'm not a sociology major or any of that. I will never pretend to be an expert, but I've taken a few classes, and in those classes, especially a child psychology class, we talk about how environment can shape you. That environment, I forgot the technical terms, but like your household, your friends, your neighborhood, your church, your school, your sports team, club activities, things like that, that shapes you as a person. For some reason, whenever we're discussing big, hot button issues, nobody really, in my opinion, is addressing the role environment plays in these things. But I want to tell you, because I've learned as I've matured and progressed and gone through life, and fortunately I'm able to like not dwell on the past, but reflect on it and learn from it, and also like observing that from other people, I see how much environment can affect you, shape your life, and it controls you more than you think it does. I want to start this video with a little bit of a parable that will kind of help make all of this make sense, and I'll break it down a little further. So there's this old story where a father and a daughter are talking, and the father says to his daughter, "You graduated with honors. Here's a car I acquired many years ago." There's an image of the car. You don't need to see that. It's several years old, but before I give it to you, take it to the used car lot downtown and tell them I want to sell it and see how much they offer you. The daughter went to the used car lot, returned to her father and said, "They offered me $1,000 because it looks very worn out." The father then said, "Okay, take it to the pawn shop." The daughter went to the pawn shop. She returned to her father and said, "The pawn shop offered me $100 because it's a very old car." The father asked the daughter then to go to the car club and then show them the car. So the daughter took the car to the car club, returned and told her father, "Some people in the club offered me $100,000 for it since it's a Nissan Skyline R34, an iconic car and sought after by many." The father then said to his daughter, "The right place values you in the right way. If you are not valued, don't be angry. It means you're in the wrong place. Those who know your value are those who appreciate you. Never stay in a place where no one sees your value." And that is such a powerful story. I've seen that before in the past, and I definitely thought about that when I was making this video and thinking of the topic, because number one, that's a really powerful story. So obviously I'm not showing you an image, but in the image is just a dusty car with a whole bunch of dirt and grease and rust on it, but you can tell it's a car, but you don't know what it is. And because I'm not some car enthusiast, I don't know what that car is either. But it's so deep and impactful, because let's break it down. And remember, this is not my story. The father was very wise, and he was testing his daughter and teaching her a lesson in a beautiful way. He gives her the car and says, "Go take it downtown." She takes it downtown and they offer her $1,000. I don't know the Fable Story's financial situation, but to a lot of people, you'd be surprised, even to me. $1,000 is a lot of money. It's not a huge life-changing amount, but you can do some things with that $1,000. Let's not play. So there are some people who might grab at that immediately. I'll take it. Here, get it off my hands. Oh, that's money in my pocket. Ooh, I can buy some stuff, or just money to have for a rainy day. But she tells her father first, and he goes, okay. All right, well, go to the pawn shop and see how much they offer you. At the pawn shop, they offer her $990 less than the initial place. They offer her $100. The pawn shop obviously has no clue what that car is, and their business is just, you come in, you give us something, this is how much we'll give you, and either you take it or you leave it. Now, $100 is a slap in the face, but also you don't know what that car is worth. You don't even know what you really might get for it. You don't even know if it's worth, saving or waiting or just getting rid of it. And then also, you in that moment might even been tempted to go back to the original place. All right, they offer me $1,000, they offer me $100, so that has to be the best deal, right? And the father, after hearing that, says no to his daughter. Go take it to the car club and show them, and then see what you get. Come back and tell me. They offer her $100,000 because they know the value of the car. Now, obviously, the other people might not be car enthusiasts and things like that, but the moral of the story, which he explained in the story, is that you don't want to be somewhere where you're not valued, because guess what? When you're not valued, you won't be treated as you are. In that story, the Nissan Skyline R34, that's the model from the car, is worth up to $100,000 by people who know about the car industry. They know the value of the car. They know that it's iconic and is sought after by many. The people at the first place that offer her $1,000, either they didn't know, or they were just trying to get over on her, or they knew that she didn't know if she was bringing it there. The people at the pawn shop obviously have no clue what that car's value is, so they just gave her the lowest offer that is a slap in the face. And the father breaks it down and says, if they don't know your value, don't be mad at them. Don't blow up and storm off and throw a fight and throw a tantrum, because what good will that do you? Just move on and go somewhere where they actually know your value. So let's move on from the story and break this down. That applies to me because there have been many places in my life where, although you don't know, it might have been on the tip of my tongue or like somewhere close on the forefront of my mind, that these people, this environment, this job, this relationship, this friend group, whatever it is, they don't really know my value. And that can make you angry. That can frustrate you. That can make you feel small and diminished and worthless. But I love how in the story they say, don't be angry. And that's a hard concept to battle with, because anger or frustration, those emotions, might be the first thing you want to do. He says just go redirect that and then go somewhere where they value you. Where they value you, you will be appreciated. We don't think about how much our environment plays a role in who we are, who we become, what we end up doing, and things like that. Let's just say there's two families. There's one family with an adventurous little boy or girl or whatever else there might be now. And let's say there's another family with the same child, boy, girl, whatever else. And one family supports all their crazy, mischievous, or adventurous, bold, brazen ideas. The other family is quickly to diminish that. No, you should be doing this instead. Well, why are you doing that? They don't make any money. And this is not an example relevant to me and my family situation, but this is a real example that many people might be able to relate to. Who's better off to thrive? Now, okay, there is a big study you probably could do with both families, but the child that's encouraged from the get-go by the people that not only do they depend on, but you care about them the most. You care about what they think. You want to please them and satisfy them and make them feel proud. Just imagine what that investment and that support will do for that child. Imagine how empowered they'll feel, how confident they'll feel, how they'll be able to take things on head on, knowing I have a support system behind me that encourages them. Now let's think of the other child who every time they have an idea or something creative, some brazen idea they want to do, their idea gets shot down. Watch out, we're watching TV. Go over there. All right, go play with your toys. No, you should do that. All right, well, focus on, you have English to do. How about you focus on that English? What is that going to do to them? Slowly but surely, that's going to make them probably shut down and suppress those endeavors, ideas, whatever it is. And then that's hard to regain when you're used to that. For that example, the child has no power over any of that. So unfortunately, they have to wait until they're in a position to support themselves and pursue whatever it is that they want to do. But think about, that's hard to do. That is how environment can affect you. And the moral of this video is that it might not be you. You might not be the problem fully. I'm not giving this as an excuse for you to go and point blame. Look inward first. But if you know that it really might not be you, it might be your environment, guess what you have to do? You have to find a new environment that suits you. I'll give another example. There was a little cup I had that I received as part of participating in an event with the bamboo plant. There was soil in there, instructions on how to take care of it. All you have to do is water it every week. So every 6, 7, 8 days. Keep it away from sunlight. Now, things went well. I had that plant for almost a little bit over a year. Unfortunately, I don't anymore. But I didn't know that you have to be careful of the pH that the water is. Otherwise, that can affect the bamboo plant. And then once it's thrown off to a degree and the leaves start to get yellow and brown, and then the roots kind of start to wilt and rot, it's revivable, but it'll need a new environment. It'll need new water, new soil, a new container to hold it in. It might not be you, it might be your environment. You might not be surrounded by people that love and support you the way you think that they should. You might not be surrounded by people who encourage you and support you and who are willing to go above and beyond to help you get somewhere without them getting anything from it. You might not be surrounded by people who believe in you. You might not be in a relationship where it's truly beneficial for you to grow in and for the other person to grow in together. You might not be in a household that is beneficial to your growth and development. And there are some examples, as I mentioned, where you might not have the power to, but when you get the power, or if you do have the power, it's on you to go find areas, environments, people, places, situations, jobs, wherever that actually appreciate you. As they mentioned in that story, people who value you and who know what you are and what you bring to the table, they'll appreciate you. The ones who don't, you can never do enough. There's nothing that you could do that will ever please them fully, because they're always going to want more. It'll never be enough. That's the worst environment you could be in. That's one of the worst places you can be, is a place where you're not wanted or a place where you're not appreciated. If you're working somewhere and you got to get through that in order to get to where you want to be the next step, endure it. But if they don't appreciate you, I don't care where you are, don't stay at that job, because there's a job with an employer that will appreciate you and might even help you get further than you ever thought you would in life. If you're in a relationship and he or she or whatever else there is doesn't see your light, why would you stay with them? Because there's somebody out there, there's at least one person that will love you, support, value, and appreciate you the way that is good for your heart and for your soul. If your family doesn't, once you get to a certain age, you might have to find a new family that does, or create your own. The moral of the story is, it might not be you, it might just be your environment. One thing I learned from a great teacher is that we look down on the people who live in conditions that cause them to live a depraving, debaucherous lifestyle. Think about what seeing filth, mischief, crime every day, think of what that'll do to you. Think of how that will shape you. So you can't really blame a person for falling into that trap when that's all that they see. That's what they're surrounded by. So in order to clean them up, they have to be removed from that environment. They have to see that, oh, you don't have to live like that. You don't have to be somewhere where you're not appreciated. You can be appreciated. And it sounds easier said than done. To conclude this video, it might not be you. It might be whatever it is that your environment is. And unfortunately, you might have to endure a little bit longer until you have the power and the autonomy and authority and resources to find a new environment. But you should never give up, because if you settle, if you give in, if you cater to those environments where you're not going to be appreciated, valued, loved, supported, you die a little bit on the inside over and over and over again, until whatever light, whatever joy, whatever sunshine was in you, it'll be a little bit of it left. And that's not a good place for anybody. I hope this video helped in any way. And thank you. Stay tuned. See you for the next one.